For months into his second term, President Donald Trump has once again demonstrated his unmatched grip on the Republican Party, delivering a major legislative victory in the House by pushing through a sweeping tax and spending bill. Far from the outsider of 2016 who campaigned against the political establishment, Trump now governs with the authority of a party patriarch coaxing, cajoling, and, when necessary, commanding. This latest legislative maneuver was a show of sheer political will. The sprawling bill extends the signature 2017 tax cuts, protects tips and Social Security from taxation, and trims federal programs like Medicaid and food assistance. For Trump, it's not just about policy. It's about reaffirming a governing philosophy, lower taxes, leaner government, and strong executive leadership. Securing passage in the House wasn't straightforward. The Republican Party remains ideologically diverse, with fiscal hawks from the Freedom Caucus pressing for deeper spending cuts, particularly to Medicaid, to offset the bill's cost. But Trump's message was clear and forceful: unity first, debate later. At a high-stakes meeting in the White House, Trump brought the holdouts face-to-face. According to multiple attendees, the president didn't mince words. He made it known that opposing the bill would be seen as a direct rebuke of his agenda and, by extension, of him personally. His rebuke of Representative Andy Harris, chairman of the Freedom Caucus, for publicly criticizing earlier negotiations was a particularly pointed reminder of who sets the tone. The bill ultimately passed by the narrowest of margins, 215 to 214, with Harris voting present, the only Republican not to support the measure outright. Yet, despite the tension, even skeptics acknowledged Trump's effectiveness. As Representative Chip Roy of Texas noted, the president listened carefully but pushed hard to close the deal. This is not the Trump of 2016. Gone are the calls for bipartisan cooperation and the skepticism of Washington's machinations. In his second term, Trump has consolidated power and shown a willingness to take control of the legislative process. Instead of allowing Congress to splinter his agenda, he's demanded and mostly secured a unified front. This bill represents the culmination of that strategy, combining tax reform, spending priorities, and border policy into one comprehensive package. Republicans were instructed to pass one big, beautiful bill, a phrase unmistakably Trumpian in both its optimism and its challenge. The backdrop to this legislative push is a political terrain still defined by Trump's dominance. Despite a modest dip in approval ratings down to 42% according to a Reuters and Ipsos poll, Trump remains the most powerful force in Republican politics. His endorsement is often decisive in primary races, and he has not hesitated to threaten challengers against those who oppose his agenda. Polling reviewed by the White House also played a key role. Data showed that even among conservative primary voters in Freedom Caucus districts, there was little appetite for Medicaid cuts. The message to lawmakers: support the bill or risk being out of step with both the base and the broader electorate. Now the bill moves to the Senate, where new challenges await. Senators are expected to push for changes, including closing the carried interest loophole, adjusting clean energy provisions, and modifying the state and local tax, or SALT deduction. Trump is already engaging with Senate Republicans, calling lawmakers directly and continuing to shape the contours of the legislation. Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri confirmed that Trump expressed disappointment the House hadn't addressed the carried interest issue, a key concern for conservatives critical of Wall Street privileges. "They've done what they've done," Hawley said. "Now we're going to do what we're going to do." House Speaker Mike Johnson has pledged to deliver the final version of the bill by Independence Day, using a budget reconciliation process that requires only a simple majority in both chambers. The clock is ticking, and so far, Trump's leadership has proven essential to moving the process forward. Whether or not the Senate version changes significantly, one thing is clear: the Republican Party remains, above all, Trump's party. He has redefined not just its platform, but its mode of operation, where discipline, loyalty, and results are expected. And in today's Washington, few can rival Donald Trump's ability to get to yes.